I think it requires as much measure of discipline to not write about how you feel as it's required to not cry when you're hurting.
Okay, you
You
can.
know, yeah.
It's
So
selfish expression in a way.
it's selfish expression, but it's also faithful self-expression. Hello, Jim. How does it feel to be here?
It's more like my natural habitat.
Mm.
Yeah. So I feel very very good.
So, seeing as we are in your natural habitat, I've always wondered, what's your creative process like? Yeah. Do you condition your environment to um, encourage inspiration, or do you just write? Mm.
So I'm basically very attentive to the environment. I like to. I think it's a subconscious thing. Most of my works flow from that place of subconscious interaction with the environment rather than an intentional attentiveness to the environment. This is what I mean now. There was a day I came out on the street and just on the road I saw members of the chosen church. They were praying and vigorously
Mm.
screaming, "Come and drink from the well of living water. Come and drink from the well of living water." And just adjacent to them, cluster of kids selling pure water. They were shouting, "Come and buy your pure water."
Oh my god.
So that visual oxymoron,
Clash.
my mind noticed it and I was like, so which is the water I need at this point? And if I brood over that kind of thoughts for a long time, it will emanate into poetry. So for me, that's how it works. Yeah, I just have in mind that tries to make sense of the environment, tries to make sense of the randomness of things.
Yeah.
I listen to your poetry and I find something fascinating about it is that desire not to compromise. Yeah, you sound more like a page poet, a deep poet, not a conventional spoken word artist. So,
Thank you.
how do you confront that temptation to not compromise? Because the demands and the prerequisites of slam pieces, if you're going for a slam contest, it will demand of you to break out of your shell. That means you may need to water down your content a bit. So, do you feel that temptation to change your poetry in an attempt to go mainstream?
Yeah, I feel like everybody feels the pressure.
Okay.
Everybody has had to compromise at some point, say something in a different way, um, exclude a word.
Okay.
You know, we just sort of euphemize our way into some audiences.
Okay.
You get as a way to control how we are perceived or control their appreciation of our art.
Okay. Okay.
Again, to be very honest, right, I don't think I'm all for performing and vigorous hand gesticulations.
Okay.
Yeah, I would very much rather just read my poems, or
Okay.
have you read them.
You're going to read
for
something
yourself.
to us
I
today.
will, I will, I hope I have to. Yeah, but sometimes I just really need the money. I need a bag. You get?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to. Sometimes I just have to compromise. End the prep on a higher note. Say things differently. Just try and get there. You get? My friend has asked me, Golden, will I ever have a happy friend for me? And I think I answered, well, that's how expression works. You get? You express what you're feeling. You
So you're not a happy person. You're not happy in your relationship.
It is not about the relationship, Jane.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
about
okay.
life
Yeah,
in
life.
general. Yeah, but no, I don't think I'm a happy person. So I feel like, personally, I feel like whatever form your poetry takes, whatever form your writing takes, it's always going to have deposits of yourself, of your truth, and your beliefs in them. I think it requires as much measure of discipline to not write about how you feel as it's required to not cry when you're hurting.
Okay.
You know, yeah. So
Selfish expression in a way.
it's selfish expression, but it's also faithful self-expression.
Okay, but there's that place of empathy to want to express more what relates to the audience, not your own predicament.
Exactly. And that's like, um, that's essentially you negotiating your feelings
Okay.
for some sick audience who may or may not appreciate your work.
Okay. Any love poem you ever hear me perform is fictional. Yeah, it's not my experience.
Why do you say it like that with every? Do you
Because I
get?
have an antidote against love. Yeah,
What
I,
could
I,
that
I
be?
do not I do not allow myself to be subjected to like the heartbreak poems. No heartbreak poems is about my own experience.
I write about mental health a lot
Okay.
because I am part of a support group
Okay.
and I hear a lot of stories that um, inspire. I just strike something in me, you
Okay.
know. I I write about being queer too
Okay.
and the experiences surrounding it. I write about social injustice. I just really want to be able to write about these things in an essay form, but they usually just come from this darker side. It's like my inspiration does not catch the light. It just sneaks away with all the shadow, like all the dark parts, all the just takes all the dark recesses.
I have this face, dark, suspicious. Life has this face, dark, suspicious. Where these identical twin boys parading the streets with same clothes, same cap and shoes. Even my father cannot tell me from my brother. So when life deals with my father, beats the poor man up every now and then, he'll lash out on me, get physical with curse words and his stick. See, life has dealt with my father since his wife's passing. They say before she pushed me out, life left her. I've had this ugly face, black, unapproachable. Life has this face, perfect semblance. And this is I'm uglier every morning I wake. And my brother, that nigga is so insecure. He's been bleaching. We are not fair. Yes,
Yeah, so 3 years ago, I and some friends started a scrapbook where we document our experiences almost daily, and those experiences took forms of poetry, rantings, letters to an imaginary, I don't know, fairy, letters to our parents that, of course, will never get to them. And th- these are some of the things I wrote. Yeah. So, poem one: my tunnel is dark and tumultuous, but it is not lonely. Poem two:
but why does this cock keep coming close to you? Is that everything with cocks?
actually, I think I do.
Oh, sorry. Go on. That is coming out.
Poem one: my
Okay.
tunnel is dark and tumultuous, but it is not lonely. Poem two: in this army of body and soul, my body has been the toughest. My body has marched on long after my wheel broke. Today we say, thank you, hero. Thank you, hero.
Okay.
Poem three: I cannot fight anymore. Every time I try to paint my life into something colorful, pain floods in, and soon I'm full to pouring. Victory becomes less than victory. My feelings are dilute. I open my eyes, and what I meet is a grey balloon, the brindled patchwork of a once pretty design. Poem 4: where to flow, what to carry in my tide. Poem 5: I am hurting inside, like a smile. Poem 6: I'm at Navy Park, it's windy. Ben is sitting close beside, playing the guitar while I sing Dolly Parton. A few people have stopped to stare, but I don't mind. I'm dressed for this kind of attention. Hoodie plus baseball cap plus the shadows. This is so fucking surreal. like a movie moment.
Honey, you're familiar like my mirror years ago. Idealism